All right, all right. This is the weekly art session. I'm here with my man Craig,
Hey,
and
what's
we
up?
can go ahead. We can go ahead and start with the Q&A real quick. This thing took like 20,000 years to get working, and and I apologize because that's mainly my fault because I never tested this out. This is a spur of the moment thing.
Oh, that's cool, bro.
Yeah. Okay. So, Craig, let us know where you from and what you do.
All right, well, my name is Craig C. the artist. I'm from Houston, Texas. I'm a visual artist. I use mixed medium products. I use acrylic, oil, aerosol, pretty much anything. Anything you have, I can pick it up and use it, man. I can make something out of it.
Bet, man. And where do we meet?
Say that again.
Where did we meet? Where
Oh,
did I get to know you from?
on Facebook, bro. On Facebook.
That Facebook is to me right now. Facebook is a much needed, it's a much needed resource because a lot of artists get to appreciate other artists' work through Facebook. So I really appreciate Facebook for that. So now,
Yeah.
first question, man. We're supposed to be doing some sketches. I ended up doing my daily sketch earlier, but we are gonna do some live sketches. But since we were having a little bit of technical difficulties, and I still want to make sure the broadcast was put out there at least. I want to make sure that that was put out there. So we probably not going to get into that today, but I
Actually, that's
definitely.
what I'm. Oh, I'm sorry to cut you off. Actually, that's what I'm doing now.
Oh, okay, bet. So now, first question is this: what inspires you to do the artwork that you do?
Pretty much anything, man. Any and everything I see, music definitely plays a part in my in a lot of my work. Hip hop music, like old school hip hop music, 80s hip hop music, like Run DMC, LL Cool J, anything, man, pretty much. But basically on a regular basis, yeah, from every far as day to day, everything I see, hear, all that, man, definitely plays a part of my work.
Bet. Now, when you like, I know for myself, the other night I was getting ready to go to bed. It's like 4 o'clock in the morning because you know that's artists' hours. And for four
Yeah,
o'clock in the morning, it's not unusual or strange for us to be up at that time. Um, and I was just getting ready to go to bed, and all day today and yesterday, I was listening to this artist. Um, his name is Action Bronson. He's from my hometown, Queens, New York. And
hey, I don't mean to cut you off, but I did some live artwork with Action Bronson when he came to Houston.
oh, you did?
Yeah, I did a piece for him, man.
Oh, man. Listen, let me tell you something right now. I would have loved to have been there. That dude's a character.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so I heard this song called Terry. Now, let me give you a backdrop of what I'm saying right now.
All right.
I'm openly admitting that for a couple of years, man, I downloaded most of my music, man. I mean, and I ain't talking about from iTunes either. And I started getting this conviction that if I want people to buy my stuff, man, I gotta stop, downloading stuff off the internet. And it's odd because I started doing that about maybe a year ago, a year and a half ago. I started buying stuff, and it's been killing my pockets, but it's been worth it. But I was listening to this a preview for a song called Terry, and the minute that song came on, man, I drew one of the most illest drawings that I have drawn in a while, and I have not been doing some good stuff to me lately. I've been uninspired a little bit. And once that song Terry came on, I put that thing on repeat so much my wife had to wake up and tell me that, listen, man, if you want to listen to that song, put your headphones on because I'm asleep. But
Yeah.
but that song, that has that ever happened to you? Have you ever been so inspired by something that you don't not necessarily put it on repeat, but just dish out some of the illest joints you ever done?
Oh yeah, most definitely, man. I definitely have to say, yeah, like a lot of what Talib Kweli's work, a lot of Jay Dilla beats definitely inspire me, man. I can listen to Jay Dilla like all day, man.
Where
Definitely, And a lot of Screw music. I don't know if you're familiar with DJ Screw, but DJ Screw played a big role in Houston. Not
yeah,
just Houston, worldwide. And listening to his music growing up as a kid, I used to sketch to it. But a lot of my work came out more so melancholy because the music was like real slow.
right.
So I
Yeah,
started really getting off into different types of music, all types like jazz, neo soul. old school R&B, and that really helped out my work, as far as my technique and different colors I would use and all that. So yeah, it plays a part with that, man.
Yeah. I know you and I were having a discussion a while ago, yesterday actually, about being self-taught, um,
Correct.
and that was a subject that's near and dear to me because, excuse me, I've been predominantly self-taught, and that being said, a lot of times I might get criticized with my lighting or this or that, which technically I'm okay with that because that's that's constructive criticism. That's something to help me to get better. And in past years, I've gotten a whole lot better. Shout out to my homeboy Gene to keep me on point with all that. But
Right.
the question now is, as an artist, the fact that you have that in you, embedded in you, does any of those criticisms, if they ever come across you, does any of those things ever cause you to want to stop, or do you just that make you just stronger?
I think it makes me stronger. When I was a kid, it used to like kind of discourage me because I just didn't know how to take criticism well. But you gotta have a tough skin as far as being an artist because people gonna criticize you regardless. Some people gonna like your work, some people not.
Right.
So just going with that. Oh man, yeah, I've witnessed all that, man. But yeah, I just continue to keep doing it. I just love to do it. This is my passion.
Right. And that's the thing, like that's what I've had countless arguments with people about. Um, I had a young gentleman come to my page once, and I did delete this dude, but I didn't delete him because of his comments, more so than I deleted him for lack of respect. He
Right.
didn't have any respect for not just me, but the people that were commenting, kind of I guess to defend me as well. But I had a conversation with this dude, and I said to him, man, not all of us is privileged to go to school. Not all of us want to go to school. Not all of us look at school as a privilege. I've been in the best of both worlds, and I tell you the truth right now, I've learned a lot of I learned a lot of stuff that I'm doing now through either watching or listening to other artists that I admire. Those who are humble, enough to give me advice or talk to me about certain things. But that being said, I've never been a fan of people coming to criticize, but yet have no how you say they have no answers. Like they're telling you that, look, I think you shouldn't be. Well, his comment was, you shouldn't be posting stuff on Facebook if it's not finished or if it's not correct. And I'm like, who's to say it's correct or who's not correct? You look at Pablo Picasso, you look at Basquiat, you look at a lot of these guys who a lot of people admire. Half of their work, especially the unfinished stuff, some of the unfinished stuff is part of the work. It's to show you that they're going through a time in their life where it causes them to be in that state, where they're not, the unfinished work is part of the work, you know.
That's true.
But I've never been a fan of people coming to criticize somebody. If it's in your system, if it's in your blood to be an artist, no matter what you do, you studying it, you doing it on a daily basis. That's your trade, man. That's what you like to do. That's what you do. You
Oh
know.
yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, I feel you on that. Yeah, I don't trip on that, man. Like I said, I just continue to keep doing what I'm doing, man. I like what you're saying. I like Basquiat and Picasso. I like their styles. But like you're saying, like a lot of their work was unfinished too. Like you're saying, man. And I dig most of that unfinished work because it shows progression.
Right.
Like it shows like the work in progress. So I dig that, man. Just show like where their mindset was at that time.
So now, question is, what's your ideal location? Texas could be it. What's your ideal location that you think would be the best place for you to progress in your art?
Oh man, that's a good question. Good question, man. I would definitely have to say London. Why I say London is because that's where I got a lot of my publicity and a lot of notoriety from my artwork
Okay.
through when I went to London. Actually, I actually went to London for a vacation, and
Okay.
I was there probably like just that 1 week, and the guy that owned the art gallery saw me, and he was like, "Hey, mate, we would love for you to come out here, man, and have a show." But his
Right.
friend owned a bar named Google, and basically how the bar is set up. People can come drink and draw. Like they can draw on
Okay.
the table, draw on the walls, and all that. So like I said, I'm just fresh out there. You know, it's my first week being out there. I'm like, man, what? Like, you want me to have my own show? So I thought he was joking me until I went to go talk to the guy, and me and him chopped it up. And he was like, hey, yeah, man, we would love to have your work. But by me just being out there, you know, for that first week, I didn't have enough work to have the show. So they were like, nah, mate, we need some of your work. So what can we do? We commission you to do a piece for us. So what I did was they had like a space outside, like their it's a sitting area outside, and
Right.
they wanted me to commission me to do the wall out there. So what I did the wall. Matter of fact, I just did like a regular sketch, like how I sketch up my using my sketchbook. I sketched it up for them. I let them see it. They loved it. I did it on the wall. Probably like that. Next week after that, the guy that owned the bar called me and told me that the editor for the paper wanted to talk to me.
Right.
I was like, the editor from the paper? Like, oh, come on, man, this can't be for real. So I talked with the editor. The editor took a picture of me and my piece, and the week after that, I was in the newspaper out there. So, you know, all that happened like just like a couple weeks up there, you know, compared to like being from Houston. You know, it's hard to get on out here, man. You got to really hustle and bustle and really know somebody to get on, you know. And
Right.
I'm not talking down on my city, but I mean that's how it is. You know, I see a lot of progression, like people getting on, like in Atlanta, especially black artists, like
Right.
like in Atlanta, New York, L.A. You know, they really unified and they really stick together. But Houston is totally different, man. Different. So I would definitely have to say London. Yeah, if I could go back, man, I would love to go back.
I'm from New York. You know, born and raised, but
All right.
it's weird because New York is far from that. New York is a very um, cutthroat spot, especially for
Oh,
artists, man. And
okay.
95% of the artists in New York, no, that's probably too broad of a number. Maybe about 40% of the artists in New York, they are recluse. You know, a good
Oh,
amount of you see them, they're not open to, hey, yo, come, whatever. And there's a lot of egos that goes on with that. So New York, not much so, but Atlanta now,
yeah,
it's
Atlanta
so
definitely
weird.
like that.
Yeah, because especially with the black with the black artists, Atlanta is. I used to live in Atlanta. I lived in Atlanta for about a year or two,
Okay.
and Atlanta is a whole different animal. I'm proud. I'm proud of Atlanta, and I'm proud of my people, just for the fact that in Atlanta you just see the open-mindedness for artists and the welcomeness for artists and artistry. I went to I think it's called Five Points or Little Five Points or something like that.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah. I know
and
what
I
you're
went
talking
I went out there when I was living there, and it was cool and everything. But a friend of mine told me, "Hey, listen, man, a couple times a week, some of these dudes get together, and black artists get together, and they showcase their stuff and whatever, whatever." At that
about. Right.
time, I had went there that one day, but that was one of the days off that I had, one of the rarities days off that I had. So he had told me to come back the following week, and the following week I decided to move back to Florida, so I came back here instead. And
Okay.
I would have met a good amount of these dudes because they were there, like Maya Bailey, uh,
Yeah.
dude, Tukey Carter, all those guys from
From Black Ink.
well, not it's not Black Ink. They're not Black Ink. They're what you call it? What do you call that? I forgot their name. But those City of Ink, City of Ink.
Oh yeah, there
So
you go. Yeah.
all the dudes
Right.
from City of Ink was out there, and I just missed him. I just missed him by a week, and then but I started following him, Maya that year, the following year, on Instagram and Facebook. This dude
Right.
is truth. You know what I'm saying? And that's the
Right.
thing. Like to me, I think what inspires me, like I was saying before, I am an artist, yes, but
Mm.
I'm a fan of art. That's just in my blood. Like I've since I was a kid, did research, went to in Manhattan, the Schomburg, to go see one of my favorite artists' piece. They had a couple pieces out there. One of my favorite artists is Charles White, and
Okay.
he has a piece over there called Black Moses, and I love it. So I went to go, pay some money, $5 to go see it, and it was dope. And I would do all my research on all my favorite artists. That's back in the library days, before the internet and all that stuff. So,
Okay.
but you really didn't find that camaraderie in New York, you know. So I think I would say my ideal place to be probably would be Atlanta, because in Atlanta there's a lot of unification. There might be the same amount of hate, but the difference between New York, I think, and Atlanta is that for all the hate that there could be there, there's also in Atlanta there's unity. You know,
Yeah.
I've seen it. You know, I've seen it, and when they came out here too for Art Basel, you know, a good amount of them, you know, linked up and everything like that. So, you know, it's cool to me, I think, to have to be around an environment of people that feed your art as well, that help you out, but
Yeah.
that give you that whole dynamic of artistry in the first place. Because I here in Florida is not so much. I think Art Basel is probably the most that I've seen. Now, I could be wrong, and that's the only thing is I haven't. You know, I'm not from Florida, so even though I've lived out here for like 10 years,
Yeah.
I still don't know all the ins and the outs of everything they got going on out here. So, but it's not as unified either here in Florida. But again, I could be wrong. I have not 100% can't admittedly say that I've searched. I reached out to a couple of people. And I've gotten some maybes and possiblies, you know, to chill and show me around or whatever it is. Now, I went to Broward College, and that's where, remember I was telling you about the professor and everything that I had. I went to Broward College. That's where he was the teacher at, and Broward College, man, it's all right. You know, I met some really cool teachers too there, but in a whole, I think $90,000 a year, you know, or $90,000 for tuition is way too high for a program that's underdeveloped. They didn't have much of a developed program on there. But so I have one final question for you, man.
All right.
So now, in if you would have to do it all over again, and there was a possibility. Now, listen, the possibility also includes being an artist. If you had to do it all over again, you know, what do you think would be an interest aside from art, you know, that you would have the same amount of love for? And again, art could be it.
Or could be, yeah. Well, damn, that's a good one, bro. As a kid, I don't know. You know, I always had a fantasy of being a rapper. That's every kid, man. You know, especially growing up
Right.
in the hood, they always want to be either a rapper or a ball player. But I really
Okay.
wasn't into. My little brother, he's a sport fanatic. He's A1 with that football and basketball and all that. But as far as with me, yeah, if it wasn't rapping, yeah, I have to say art because it was just something I loved to do. You know, as a kid, you know, like on Saturday morning cartoons, you know, I used to get up and have my cereal and all that, and have my little coloring book and just color along with whatever I saw. You know, whether it been Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or whatever cartoon was out at that time. You know, a comic book. So yeah, I definitely have to say art though for sure. So if I wasn't a rapper,
I think for me, my thing is music. Now, my wife will tell you that I can't sing for nothing. You know, it's always been music, man. Like I think honestly, it's gonna sound so weird, but I think my first love actually was music. My
yeah,
my father, you know, I'm of Haitian descent, so
okay,
I listened to Haitian music growing up, and they used tons of instruments in their stuff. And also, my father was a big jazz fanatic as well, so I had the best of both worlds. I was able to hear a whole bunch of instruments, was just bananas to me. You know, before I listened to Tribe Called Quest, and that was actually my almost one of my first entries to like backpack hip hop. So,
right,
but
right,
before I listened to Tribe, before I listened to De La Soul, which was my first album, before I listened to LL or any of that stuff, I was listening to Duran Duran.
wow,
Um,
Durant,
I was listening to Madonna, Duran Duran, all of that stuff, like all those '80s, everything about the '80s. And what's funny about it is that as corny as my boys thought it was,
uh-huh.
later on in life in hip hop, a lot of these artists that we all end up liking were sampling
Sample,
those.
yeah,
Yeah, they were sampling that music.
right,
So
right,
I knew I was on the right path. So music had always caught my ear. I can't dance, I can't sing, I can't play
right.
no instruments, but music has always been probably my go-to when it comes to muse. You know what I'm saying? Like if I need muse, I just put any track that's on my iTunes playlist will get me. you know. And then as I put it on random, it'll just
Right.
pop something else up. You know what I'm saying? Something that will inspire me. So I would say definitely if I could come back as a musician, that would probably. But that's the thing, music is artistry as well. You know,
That's true. That's
so
true.
it's
Yeah. Like
creativity and artistry.
probably like when I was in eighth grade, me and a couple of my friends at the time made a rap group. So we would do like little talent shows at the school. And
Right,
of course, as a kid, you think you big, you the big man because you get notoriety from, your classmates. They like, man, you did real good. So
right,
try to take it serious, but at that same time, I wanted to do something, just seeing what I saw on a regular basis, which was, negative images, whether adult slinging or gang banging or whatever the case may be. And
right.
I would have to say, yeah, art definitely saved me from that lifestyle. Yeah, I lived a, hard lifestyle like as a kid or what I did some stuff I wish I wouldn't have done. But
Right,
I would have to say definitely art definitely played a part for me. I think, the Most High brought that into my life to change me,
right,
because my friends now that I grew up with, um, at that time frame was they either dead or in jail somewhere, So for me to be sitting here doing what I love to do and change my life, man, that's just a blessing with it in itself, you
right.
know. But how you saying with music, yeah, definitely, yeah, I would say myself as a rapper, man. I don't know how good I would have been at that time. I'm probably sure I've probably been better than some of these cats out here now, but if I
What?
wasn't a rapper, yeah, if I wasn't a rapper, yeah, I'd definitely have to say art, man. So kind of still doing what I'm doing, probably more of a graffiti artist, I think.
Yeah, I've always hung out with taggers and graffiti artists growing up. You know, growing up in New York, there was an abundance of that. But
Yeah,
I just never took to it, man. I sketched out a lot of stuff for them, a lot of artwork and everything like that, and they put it together on mural. But I can never claim that I ever was a tagger or a graffiti artist at all because I mean that in of itself is
uh,
bananas, and you have to have such a good eye to
yeah,
scale, you know. And I just never was into it. Like, not even say I wasn't into it, I just couldn't do it. I tried a
right.
couple times, but being a graffiti artist is and that's why I think I'm such a big fan of art in general, because you know how you have people say to you, "Oh, could you, you're an artist? Can you draw me?" Or they'll be like,
Uh,
"Oh, you're an artist. Can you draw this building, or can you draw this car?" You have to
yeah,
understand, art is such a broad term for things that people do. There's special people specialize in certain things. People do certain
correct.
things, and yes, the rare times you find somebody who's good at it all, he's been in it for a while. He's been doing stuff for a while. But I always get that from people. Like, if I say I'm an artist, they'll say to me, "Well, can you draw this jet plane for me, man?" I'm like, "Well, first of all, uh, I'm an artist by trade, so you might have to pay me." Well, not even you might. You will have to pay me.
You would have to pay. Uh,
And then on top of that, I don't do jets. I could put you on to somebody who do, and they're like, "Nah, but how are you an artist and you can't do that?" Listen, man, that's the same way you bring a jet to a mechanic
right,
who works on cars. Like, he's a mechanic, yes, but he works on certain things. He doesn't work on all of it. And you spend half your life trying to be good at what you already do, let alone being able to, like, I could draw a jet. I could draw a jet. It will take me a good amount of tries, which actually before I forget, will lead me
uh,
to, this is the last question right here.
all right.
So, do you ever have those moments, man, where it's not even, I don't even want to call it a brain fart, and I don't want to call it like artist block, but it's a
Okay,
time when you have something in your head. It is exact, it's very descriptive in your mind. You know exactly what you want to do, and then you go to start putting the first mark on either paper or the pad, whatever you use, and you just draw a blank.
yeah, actually, you know what? That's the how a lot. I mean, a lot of my pieces come out. Matter of fact, like I have an idea in my mind, like or either color scheme how I want the piece to come out. It never come out that way. Either I use something totally different, or like you said, just be a blank slate. I just put it up and start
Right.
on, try again or whatever. That's how a lot of my work is.
I get
I definitely,
frustrated, bro. I get frustrated. Like I want to rage. I want to rage and destroy the whole canvas, man. Sometimes it get that way. Like it's a love hate relationship, man. Because sometimes I will, like I said, I was up till like 3 or 4 in the morning that day, and I was ready to call it quits. I did so many sketches, and then just when that song came on, it just moved me to just start. And I started, and I couldn't stop. But I get that frustration, man, where like I know what I want to put out, and it will literally take me 7 hours because I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna walk away. I'm gonna go talk to my wife. I'm gonna talk to my kids. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. But next thing it's still in my head enough for me to sit back down and try it again. And in all that whole time, man, it's not gonna come out. Like it'll come out like a month later. Sometimes I'll have those moments where I'll have something that I know I want to do. And I usually keep an art pad right by my bed sometimes. So if I have an idea, even if it's in the middle of the night, I'm going to get up and just sketch it out or pencil it out or do a gesture drawing of it. But it's like sometimes it will literally take me almost a month before I get the idea that I want to put out. And even if I get it out to the point where it's visible, where I can see it, I'm still going to work on it again. I might even resketch it, redraw it, and probably see if I can get it even more perfect from my mind. But it's very rare that something translates from my mind to paper. Now, and I don't mind that part, but it has to translate to something good. If it translates to something bad, then that's a problem.
That's a problem, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's the issue.
Well,
Craig, man. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, man.
Let's go. I was saying the same here with me, man. Same here. I get frustrated at times too, but I just put it up for a little bit, walk away, put my headphones on, might listen to a couple, tunes or whatnot, get right back to it, man.
Yeah, you sound more patient than me, man. You sound way more patient than me. I don't got it.
It's a patience.
Yeah, I ain't got the patience, man. Well, man, it was a pleasure to have the Q&A with you. Is there any links to anything that we can link to see your stuff, your work, and everything else?
Pretty much on Facebook and Instagram, you can find me at Craig C, the artist, or the artist, THA artist. That's pretty much where I'm at for the moment. My site is up and running right now. I'm getting it together. So, yeah, for the moment, like I said, you can get me up at Instagram or either Facebook. Either or, man. I'll be on it.
Okay, and I'll definitely leave a link because this will be on YouTube as well. So I'll put a link in the description in the bottom so that people could definitely get a link to your work. So did you do anything just now that we could see or anything like that?
Yeah, I'm keeping my hands moving, man. This is exactly what I'm doing. I haven't finished it right now, but I'll post when I'm finished.
Okay, all right. Right. So again, man, it was definitely a pleasure having a conversation with you, and of course, we'll always link up and chat. What I'll do is I'll leave you a link also on your page to our Q&A. And Craig, man, you have a great day, bro, and thanks again for taking the time to interview with me.
Oh, no problem, man. Thank you again, man, for interviewing me, man. Great pleasure, man. Appreciate it, man. Take it easy.
No doubt, man. Peace out.